Symptoms of bipolar is insomnia, depression, suicidal or delusional thinking. And then he breaks it down about the definitions of like hallucinations, meaning hearing, seeing, or other things that's really not there, that doesn't exist. Yeah. So we're going to say no more bipolar disorder. That's how you're going to heal that. Right now in the name of Jesus. And he talks about psychotic disorders, which includes delusions, hallucinations. Okay, so this is about addiction's impact on children. We're still reading the Healing the Addicted Brain. 10-year-old Lori had spent most of her childhood coping with a mother who had a severe alcohol problem. Lori, who didn't have a father, learned early on how to do the grocery shopping, clean the house, and cook a meal. Since more often than not, these chores fell to her. Lori's mother was in no condition to help her with her homework, so Lori struggled with her studies alone. Her clothes were usually old, ill-fitting, or inappropriate because her mother hardly ever shopped for her. In spite of all of this, Lori decided to celebrate her 10th birthday by having a slumber party with her mother's permission. But when her mother made a drunken appearance at the party, that's embarrassing. Lori was so mortified that she had never invited anyone to her house again. However, she never said anything to her mother about the incident because she was afraid it may trigger an even bigger problem. So although addictions take many forms and many play out in different ways, one thing is certain: it always takes an emotional toll on the addict's children. It does. So think about your children. Think about other people's children that you're around when you're drunk and high. It's dangerous. Like, it's not good. You're hurting them and you're hurting yourself. Even if a child is no longer living with a substance abusing parent because of separation, divorce, abandonment, incarceration, or death, that child will still suffer. We don't want them to suffer, right? And if the child does not get treatment, the effects of the addiction can continue even if the parent is no longer active drinking or using. In families where alcohol or drugs are abused, parental behavior is unpredictable and communication is unclear. Family life is characterized by chaos. One moment a parent may be loving and engaging, and the next withdrawn and downright crazy, that he put right here. Structure and rules may be rigid, inconsistent, non-existent, or a combination of all three. Not understanding that a parent's behavior and mood is determined by the amount of alcohol or other drugs recently ingested, a child may just feel confused and insecure. While he may love and feel concern for his parent, he may also feel angry and hurt that the parent does not love him enough to stop using. So don't make your child feel like you don't love him or her enough, while you're using it to, you gotta think about some things. It's time to change. As a result, the child of an addict can adopt a normal coping skills that it may turn in a result of depression. And see, we don't want the children to go through depression, withdrawal, anger. That's why a lot of these children are going through what they're going through at schools, and so a lot of them are bullies, and because of what's going on in their households, they're raised up by alcoholics or drug users, and they're hurting their children. So these children are hurting, and they don't know no other way to react and treat other children and people without being angry, because that's what's in their hearts and in their homes. So it's time to change. It's time to heal the addictive brain. It's time to break that cycle from drugs and smoking, and it is. The children may have low self-esteem, insomnia, sleeping problems, behavior problems, hyperactivity, caretaking of the addict or other children in the family who have been neglected by the addict. Many children blame themselves from the parents' rages or even from their substance dependence. And a lot of these children, they might be scared to even talk to these counselors and principals and things like that, teachers, because the parents are putting so much fear in them and abusing them physically, mentally, spiritually. Like, that's not good. They believe it when a parent screams at them for being stupid or lazy, see, or insists that he or she wouldn't drink or use so much if the children stopped fighting, kept that room clean, or got better grades. Some children try to control the abuse or habit used by getting straight A's, as keeping the house spick and span or getting along perfectly with their siblings. This made me want to cry. Oh my goodness. Others withdraw, hoping not to create any disturbance that might cause an outburst or a binge. Without counseling, few children realize that the rages are actually the result of drug or alcohol abuse, not their own feelings. They don't know that they cannot control the parent's behavior or cure the addiction by acting a certain way any more than they can cure parents' heart disease or diabetes. The children of addicts are often frightened, and with good reasons. Alcohol and drug abuse go hand in hand with domestic violence, so there's a good chance that these children may witness or be the victims of violence or physical or sexual abuse. Oh my goodness. As a result, the children of addicts can suffer from post-traumatic stress syndrome, experiencing the same kinds of sleep disturbances, flashbacks, anxiety, depression, suffering by soldiers. Not only are they frightened for their own well-being, they are also harbor the all too real fear that the addicted parent may get sick or die as a result of the drinking or drug use. Despite the fact that friends can be buffers, offering relief from problems at home. Many children of addicts have a limited social life. They may avoid bringing friends home or appearing from the family in public because of the addicted parents' inappropriate behaviors. They may shy away from making friends at all because they're afraid someone will find out how bizarre their life really is. This is so sad. This is so sad. On the other hand, some children of the addicts use friends as buffers and use their leadership skills to earn key positions in schools and extracurricular activities, which means they can spend less time at home. This is really touching. This is really, really touching. This is really healing the addicted brain. It sure is. Whew. Wow. Now we're almost close finishing this book. I had to, kind of skip some pages. That last section about what the children goes through with the parents being addicted to alcohol and drug use was very, very, very touching to me. Like, that was really hard to take in, to just know how many children are really suffering from being mentally abused and physically abused by parents and guardians and whoever else because they're addicted to drugs and alcohol and not really realizing that they're causing that problem in their household. Whew. So this part right here, we're almost finished, and we're gonna start us a new book. Not tonight, but we will. You don't have to be a victim. I'm gonna say this again. You don't have to be a victim. You have the victory. Claim it in the name of Jesus. Many addicts in recovery thinks that lapse and relapse just happen and that there's nothing that they can do about them other than hope that they don't destroy the recovery process. But now you know that relapse is a normal part of the chronic disease called addiction that we're breaking. We're healing right now the addicted brain. This means that you and your support system can watch for these signs and get help before the lapse or relapse is underway. And if you do slip, you can get back on track. Because I used to be the same way. I used to say, okay, I'm going to start smoking, I'm going to start drinking, this and that. And I stopped probably a couple days or so, then I'm starting back because it's who I'm hanging around with. It's who, you know, is influencing me to do it. By using the techniques discussed in this chapter, you can regain control to your be sober, even when you're urged to drink. Okay, so remember, you don't have to be a victim. Claim the victory. Claim you have the victory. Health and nutrition and recovery. Addiction is the nation's top health problem, causing more illness, disabilities. Addictions do cause disabilities and deaths that any other preventable health problem. Addiction destroys the health of people of all ages, both genders, and every ethnic group, and it's devastating. Heavy drinking is linked to brain damage, being anemic, liver disease, nerve problems, bleeding ulcers, increased infections, elevated blood pressure, and higher risk of developing certain forms of cancer. Drug abuse is associated with bronchitis, heart damage, blindness, seizures, hepatitis, HIV. Some of these problems may surface only after prolonged use or the ingestion of high doses of the drug, while others can occur in response to a single episode. Right here section is about marijuana. Marijuana can increase the appetite, especially for carbohydrates, so some long-term users may become overweight. These are some of the nutritional effects that's associated with alcohol and drug abuse, and they are very serious. Another concern is that the fact that the addicts often confuse hunger and thirst signals with the drug cravings. So that's what I was having when I used to smoke marijuana. Like, I always felt like that was the only way I could eat. That was the only way I could eat when I smoked marijuana. So that's like a drug craving because my body kept, which was the trick of the enemy. But it makes you feel like that's the only way you can eat. And that's the only way when you want to eat is to smoke. It's a drug craving to keep it in your body, to keep you tricked by the enemy. Because that marijuana don't love you. It stinks. I used to smoke it all the time. That's why you're right now, you're on the path of your recovery. Recovery program includes a dietary component so that you can relearn how to eat properly and replenish your body's store of nutrients. Elements of a helpful diet. A healthful, balanced diet provides your body with the nutritional tools it needs to heal quickly. It says eating regularly, drinking sufficient amounts of fluids, and consuming a highly nutritious diet can help to decrease alcohol and drug cravings, improve your sleep, stabilize your weight, decrease the withdrawal from depression or anxiety. And it suggests right here that you eat more grains, such as cooked cereal, pasta, rice, 1 slice of bread, fruits and vegetables. What fruits and vegetables do for you? Fruits and vegetables provide vitamin C, fiber, It helps the body fight diseases. Addicts are often deficient in vitamin C and vitamin A that helps boost your immune systems. Protein is very important. Protein is used to build and maintain tissues. Manufacturing hormones and enzymes maintain fluid balance and create antibodies to fight diseases. It also helps to stabilize your blood sugar levels. Beans, peas, lentils. Lentils is also good. Lentil tea is also good to prevent cancer. Dairy foods. Dairy foods are an excellent source of calcium, protein, vitamin D. Remember, we're healing the addicted brain. Fats, oils, sweets, such as oil, butter, mayonnaise. What fats, oils, and sweets do for you? Getting a little fat or oil into the diet is necessary to meet your requirement for essential fatty acids, which play a part in the formation of cell membranes, production of hormone-like compounds, immunity, and vision. Fats and sweets add to the foods and enjoyment to the meals. The trick is to keep from overdoing either one, okay? Meal planning is to help heal the addictive brain. So right here it has a sample meal and snack plan. Breakfast, 1 serving grains, a half serving of protein, which is the egg, 1 egg, a half serving dairy, a half cup of non-fat milk, 1 serving fruit, 1 orange. For lunch, 2 pieces of whole grain bread with 3 ounces of tuna fish, 1 sliced tomato, 1 tablespoon of mayo. For snack, 1 bran muffin, 1 ounce cheese, 1 cup of carrot sticks. For dinner, a half a cup of rice, 1 roll, 3 ounces of a broiled or grilled salmon, half cup of cooked green beans. And then you'll have another snack, because remember, we're healing the addictive brain. 1 piece of cinnamon toast with a cup of yogurt and 1 cup of strawberries. Remember, also exercise, the world's best stress reliever. Most people turn to alcohol or drugs as a way to escape stress, but this solution backfires by creating endless problems and multiplying stress 1,000-fold. A much more efficient way to handle stress is adding exercise to the other stress reduction techniques discussed in chapter 3. So start with warm-ups, aerobic exercises, strengthening exercises. Remember, we're healing the addictive brain. Stretching, cool down. Create your exercise plan, such as on Mondays, for example. Warm-up, 5 to 10 minutes. Aerobic exercises, 5 to 30 minutes. Cool down, 5 to 10 minutes. This is very good for healing the addictive brain. Reclaiming happiness. Happiness is a natural goal for children, but in adulthood, this goal can mutate into striving for material goods. And I believe we're going to end it here. However, material things rarely satisfies for long. You might think that acquiring that home, a boat, or fancy television, or even like how these celebrities be, flaunting off how many cars they got, or in the wrong way, instead of just showing it as this is how I'm blessed. But they're doing it in like competition way and throwing it in people's faces the wrong way. But you may think, okay, but the excitement only lasts for a short while. In no time at all, you'll need some new purchase to rev up those happy, excited feelings. The same is true of drinking and using drugs. You may think that getting high will make you happy, but it's a lie. Or take away the bad feelings, but all too soon the good feelings fade away, leaving emptiness. That's how I felt when I was addicted to smoking marijuana and popping ecstasy pills and smoking cigarettes. I was empty, and countless problems that require another high to them. To get back on the road to happiness, you first need to acknowledge that your current strategies for finding happiness isn't working and that it's time to make smarter choices. One of the first choices should be to change your thoughts, which can have a major impact on your ability to find happiness. Begin with the belief that you deserve happiness and have the power to change your life. You must also get involved in new kinds of activities and spend time with new and sober people. There are endless ways of having fun and finding happiness that don't involve alcohol or drugs. Take a look at the following list of relaxing. And well, here you go. Not sure if you can see that, but it's just explaining the activities that can keep you happy, like attending a positive concert, going out for dinner, going to a beach, going to the zoo, horseback riding, things like that. Learn to think of happiness is very important to heal the addictive brain. Well, I'm going to end that with this book. That was The Healing the Addictive Brain. If you want to finish reading it, you're surely welcome to go purchase this book. I'm sure it's on Amazon or wherever else. Yeah, that's Story Time with Keturah. Story Time with Keturah. So yes, I will be back with another book, and we will continue our story time. All right, love you all. Good night.